job ain't finished. The job ain't finished. Make you come ready to go this next week.
How about those?
Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insight? Welcome to the Four Guys in a Bar podcast, presented by Chiefs Blitz and sponsored by Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. If you're looking for a real estate expert, call Eric Haynes today at 816-729-3785. That's 816-729-3785. Now, here is your Chiefs Blitz host, Nick Athan, with Lou Montagna, Tillman and Hense Todd.
Welcome back to the next edition of Four Guys in a Bar. I am your host, Nick Athan, publisher of ChiefsBlitz.com, joined by Mr. Hense Todd with Bowtie Sports, my partner in crime in this venture. Hey, it's a successful Monday. We're going to have a great show today. We're going to talk about the Chiefs, maybe a little Kansas City Royals, who beat the crap out of the Bronx yesterday. I loved it. It was fun to see. They'll be back on Wednesday and Thursday for Games 3 and Game 4. So before we talk Chiefs Saints, let's talk about our corporate sponsors. First up, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. If you're looking for somebody who can help you buy or sell a house in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area, there's nobody better than Eric Haynes. He is a true professional, big Chiefs fan, of course. But the bottom line is if you want someone who can get the deal done for your dream house, as he did with my wife and I, he's your man. Give him a call at 816-729-3785. eSellsKC@gmail.com. And next up is my incredible, amazing wife, Emily Athan. If you're looking for health insurance, she's an expert in the industry. Whether you're looking at a private plan, a government plan, an ACA plan, whatever it might be, just give her a call at 913-215-9086. She'll get you a custom quote. She'll analyze your current situation. Remember, open enrollment begins November 1st through December 15th. So if you want an ACA plan, she can help you out.
Emily.
He loves Emily.
That's right.
Emily.
I like that. All right, and we'll roll tape on our newest sponsor. Hit it, Hense.
Save big on the hottest electronics. At Resell Electronics, we offer the best deals on new and pre-owned TVs, game consoles, cameras, plus so much more. With 2 convenient locations along Noland Road in Independence, stop by and visit us today.
That is Resell Electronics for all your electronic needs, whether you want to get a tablet, a cell phone, laptop, TVs, audio, whatever it is, electronics, you want to get something done at a good price and a great deal, give them a call today at 816-886-7285 or visit their 2 locations in Independence, Missouri.
That's right. Oh,
that's
look
right.
There. That's me. I'm Bowtie, and that's Bowtie Sports Hense Todd. That's Nick Athan over there in that corner. That's Lou Montagna, and then we have Dre.
Yes, we're having some technical difficulties with Dre, so we didn't want to leave him completely left out.
That may be his best.
So the photo remains because of the screen that we set up before the show. So it is what it is. It's all
absolutely good. Look at that.
Maybe Ruben can make the comments today for Coach Andre.
Priceless.
Yes. Priceless. All right, Jim. Go ahead.
How you doing today, man? It was a long night for some of us. A long night. You got the Royals and you had the Chiefs and Juju Smith-Schuster just came out of nowhere. A lot of stuff that happened last night. So how's you guys doing this morning?
I'm all good. Yesterday was
and the time difference really changed. You guys are still in the morning? Damn,
yeah, whatever.
Well,
no.
Afternoon, evening,
who knows anymore? It all bleeds together. I thought last night was great watching the split screen. I got to share this story. My soon-to-be 8-year-old Zale turns 8 on Thursday, and he was in charge of the remote last night, flipping between the 2 games, and he was just having the time of his life watching both games. I was having the time of my life, both games. That was fun to watch. The Royals obviously win 4-1. They beat the dreaded Yankees, whose bats are really silenced right now. And then you look at the Kansas City Chiefs. Never doubt they were going to beat the Saints, but I thought last night for Kansas City sports, that was one of the best nights that I can remember in a long time for both teams. simultaneously, obviously.
Yeah, winning a playoff game, winning a Monday Night Football game, that's huge. So congrats to the city, congrats to the players, congrats to the fans. So, hey, let's go.
Yeah. And the Royals chant at Arrowhead last night was pretty amazing once they announced the score. The Let's Go Royals chant. Hey, again, game 3 and 4 at Kauffman Stadium. I believe it's at 7:15 or 7:30 Wednesday night, and again Thursday night. They are guaranteed 2 home games. If they sweep at home, they will play in the American League Championship Series. Who would have thought of that?
So are these this is best 3 out of 5?
Yeah, it's best 3 out of 5.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't paid attention to how this works anymore. They used to, I remember at one point the wild card was just one and done.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Yeah, when the Royals got there in 2014, it was one and done.
Right. So I was rooting for these guys, man. Hey, I got to watch them in person this year, all year. So I felt the energy around. Oh, unless it's me, man. Once I start putting myself around these teams,
yeah, absolutely.
They start winning. They start going to Super Bowls and everything else. I don't know. I'm just saying, maybe
just show up. Just show up, Hence. That's all you got to do.
That's all you got to do.
90% of life is just showing up.
Just showing up. But again, man. Speaking of that, I mean, it was a lot of stuff that happened last night. A lot of people was happy for it. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right into our recap. Are you guys ready? So look at despite the injuries that took place this season, the Chiefs are still undefeated. What you have to say about that, Lou?
Yeah, 5-0. Somebody, I think it was McMullen put that out. It's like just about every year Andy's been there. They've had at least one five game winning streak. They're 5-0 for the second or third time during this run. So I mean it was a good game. All right, and I think the good thing for the Chiefs is that it's while they're finding their way, and a lot like last year, kind of finding what their identity is going to be this year, because it seems like every year they've got a new set of skill players and they got to figure out how to best utilize them, is that they're winning while this is going on.
Yeah.
And the last thing you want to do in a football season, and we've seen it year in and year out, is peak way too soon. You see a lot of these teams, they just hit their stride and they're going, full guns mid-season, and then maybe an injury happens, they lose a couple of games, they start losing confidence, and they just kind of roll off, out of the playoff picture. So I think, hey, 5-0, this is where you want to be. You got the bye coming up. They're figuring out how to move the ball between the 20s. Once we get that red zone figured out, watch out.
Yeah, I mean, I think so too. I mean, I look at this team and, there were some, F-bomb moments and the throwing the remote on the floor and seeing the fact that they just couldn't master the red zone. They had that interception.
Not a very good example for Zale.
I know. Well, he was asleep at that
throwing
point.
a remote around.
No, I'm just saying as an expressionatory, tactic for frustration when watching the Chiefs. And then when the game was over, I said to myself, you know what? It just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the situation is. It doesn't matter how bad they look. They find a way to win games, and they've played 5 quality opponents. And, I think that, the Chiefs just are a marvel right now. And there's not a team out there that has another that is close to them right now, and it's not the Ravens. Ask the Ravens to play without Henry and Flowers and see how many wins they get. And the Chiefs are doing it without Hollywood, Rasheed, and Pacheco. That's just remarkable.
Mm-hmm. So for me,
Trey, what do you think?
he's weekend in the Barney right now. If you see weekend in the Barney, that is weekend in the Barney right there, right about that.
He's just telling you what he thinks with just the vibe.
Yeah, it's just like it wasn't an impressive win. They didn't do enough. The red zone sucks.
Very least he's wearing a red
Joe Burrow's
shirt.
a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes.
So
that's the gist.
So he's a weekend at Barney right now. But my thoughts on it, you know what I mean? Despite the injuries, that shows you that Andy Reid is one of the best coaches right now, right? That probably ever coached this game. Probably the best coach besides over Belichick. If you add some others, but again, being undefeated, but by the it's they already got to the bye week undefeated. These guys are, I liked it last night. I seen, Steele was playing his butt off. A lot of people didn't, notice the little things. It's the little things that count. You know what I mean? But other than that, man, they still found a way. They lost Isaiah Pacheco. He probably going to be back. Then Hollywood Brown in the preseason, first play of the preseason game. And you got Rashee Rice, the news of Rashee Rice yesterday. You know what I mean? And these guys find a way to win. Next man up mentality is what they've been going for. That's the way they got their championships. They've been out here playing ball. And I love it, man. I love it because some teams like this will have all these injuries and which will just be a shell of themselves, right? They will not know what to do. They'll start firing their coaches because, see what happened with the Jets, you know what I mean? They start firing their coaches and everything else after that and trading away players because, things are not going their way. But Andy Reid is sticking to the guns. He's sticking to his playbook. And this is why they got the team undefeated.
Well, it's fairly obvious that, you can sit here and say, well, it is a championship culture. It is a next play mentality, next man up, next game. They're never looking too far ahead. They don't get ahead of themselves and they shake off bad plays like that. I mean, it's like, they've got no memory, which is great. That's what you want to do because you can't go back and change it. You got to learn from it and move on. And I think we've been saying it since last year, and before our eyes, this team has kind of completely morphed. And I think it started with the trade of Tyreek Hill, where it was going to be, we're going over the top, we're going to outscore you every game, to like slowly but surely, they've created the best defense in the league. And they're a ball control team. They may hit some shots over the top, but it's not going to be on the regular. They're going to possess the ball, keep the defense fresh, and it's like an old recipe. It's basically Marty ball, except you've got Patrick at quarterback that can make plays when it doesn't work out so well in the first two downs. So I think, and again, I joke about it when you guys, give your score predictions, but it's true. And I'm never going to predict another game where they're going to score in the 30s because they don't have to, and they really shouldn't, because if they are, it seems like it's a scoring fest.
Right.
To me, they're giving up like under 17 points a game. I don't know how many games in a row it is now, but that's just the way they play now. So, just kind of, enjoy it for what it is.
And it's remarkable. I mean, they haven't lost since the Raiders Christmas Day game.
Right.
They had a must-win at Cincinnati to clinch the division. They go to San Diego or Los Angeles to face the Chargers. They barely win that game, but it was still a good game for some of the backups to get some experience. They beat the Dolphins. They go on the road. They beat the Bills. They beat the Ravens. They beat the 49ers in the Super Bowl. They start the season 5-0. And in every one of those games, we could probably put up 5 plays on our hand and say, well, if they had not done this, then, we might have lost. And it's just remarkable to me that they don't care what the situation is. They don't care, obviously, the down and distance, as we saw yesterday, facing what
34,
second and 34.
34. It
and
was
they get
like,
a first
all
down.
right, we're just going to punt.
Yeah.
Or maybe we'll get a field goal.
Nothing.
And then Travis pulls his Travis and like, okay, here we go.
Nothing phases these guys. I mean, we're watching the game, and if you just really look back and just enjoy the beauty of it all, you knew they were going to win. Even when the Saints climbed to win 3 points, there's no way the Chiefs were going to lose that football game. They just know how to make the plays and to do the things defensively and just enough on offense. They come back and throw that 50-yard bomb to Juju, and it just demoralized the Saints. You could just see it. You could just see how demoralized they were after that big catch. And it's like, oh, dang, we just scored a touchdown like a minute ago, and the Chiefs are going to score a touchdown on us now. And 9 possessions in the red zone, or 7 out of 9 offensive possessions in the red zone. They shore that up a little bit, as Hense said. They're gonna be unstoppable. But and then this morning, all the garbage about the Ravens are the best team still. I'm just like, they're not. The Chiefs are the best team until somebody dethrones them. And if they keep figuring out ways to win and they don't panic and they're not even playing close to a 75% level offensively, maybe at best, if they get to 80 or 85, Lou, no one's going to beat them.
No.
But
go ahead.
Speaking of like nobody gonna beat them, it's like Andy Reid always find a way to get something. When was the last time you saw first team personnel, Lou? Lou, go ahead.
We called for it. We've been calling for it, and it finally got in there. It was like 2 or 3 plays, and everybody. It seemed like every eligible receiver. I think Wiley might have been the only one that didn't catch a pass that was on the field. Just about everybody else had at least one catch. And it's just great to see, because it is so difficult for the defense, because they're not sure, where, what's going where and who's covering who. And if they're in zone, Kelsey's just going to find a spot. He's going to be wide open, or they're going to get the mismatch with Jody, or Noah's going to come flashing across and make another play. So it's just, hey, we lose our receivers. We're going to, hey, we're still going to roll. We're still going to move the ball. It's going to look a little bit different. And just, thank goodness they have 4 good ones to put out there. Yeah.
And, and then the running game, but still, I watching Good Morning Football today. They were talking about this, and it was like, they hadn't seen this. I don't know another team that's run a 14 personnel in a game in recent memory. And it's just they have
and pass the ball, because a lot of times they'll bring in some guys to be tight ends, but it's a short yardage situation, and they'll run it. Where the Chiefs, this is like a threat. We're gonna pressure you into doing something stupid, and then we'll make the play behind it. So that's the difference.
And on that 14 personnel, I was watching out. Wally was wide open going down the middle, but he's doing it.
My goodness.
I know. I'm just let me finish. He was. I know. It's my golden jacket.
Worthy was wide open on a few plays too.
He was on at least 3. He could have had 3.
Sometimes the quarterback is looking a different direction, or he's getting pressured or whatever. And so hopefully they see. I'm sure they watch film. And I was, my daughter's watching with me, because of course Taylor was there, so she's watching. So just like trying to explain to her why maybe the ball didn't go, because they kept showing them. Here's Worthy running all by himself. Well, he's not going to get it every time. It's just not that Patrick sees him and says, "I'm not throwing it." He didn't see him,
right?
But man, hey, I think I kind of like the 14 personnel, Lou. I think I kind of like it. You got Noah Gray. Noah Gray is playing good ball. Now I give you props for that.
Yeah.
I know that's your guy.
A touchdown taken away. Damn it, Jawan Taylor. Come on, let's go.
Man, I said it last night. I said, God dang it, Jawan Taylor. What are you doing, man? Why you keep doing this? But again, man, you got if you got these receivers, Juju and everybody else playing, come around, but that 13 personnel package, I never seen it. From my time watching football, I seen 13 personnel. But I never seen the 14.
You can't live in it, right? But you can use it judiciously and just to throw the defenses off, because again, it's just difficult coverage wise. It's normally kind of a running formation or a running personnel group, but they may not run it. You've got a couple of guys that could probably throw it. Travis could certainly let one fly at some point. So it's kind of it's a unique way to get more playmakers on the field, because a lot of teams don't even carry 4 tight ends. And if they do, it's one of the guys is not so athletic, or he's a blocker, or almost like another lineman. So it's good to have some big people that can move and catch the ball.
Speaking of catching the ball last night, Juju Smith-Schuster was is Juju Smith-Schuster the answer to Rashid Rice's injury? He had 7 receptions, 130 yards. or you still think they still need to go out there and get them a receiver and be a trade? Lou.
He was last night. He was. Go ahead, Nick. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, he stepped up. I mean, Rashee Rice was brought in to take over the Juju role when he left for free agency and signed that contract with the New England Patriots. And, you know, when he came back, it took him a little while. As he said last night, you know, he reads cue cards. He's got everything written down. It's a lot. And to be successful in this offense, you have to know what the other receivers are doing. Case in point, that 50-yard catch. He knew what Xavier Worthy was going to do in that play. He knew what Watson was going to do in that play. He knew that space would be open. And that's because he knows what everybody's role is. And, you know, he's a wild card. I mean, the week before it was Worthy. This week it was Rashee Rice, you know. But I think absolutely the Chiefs will still add a veteran wide receiver. I think they almost have to, just to hedge their bets. Now, the surgery for Rashee Rice is today. I didn't even know what an LCL was. I had to call my son and say, what is an LCL? But anyway, it's going to be repaired, and it's anywhere from 8 to 10 weeks with surgery. So it's possible he could come back, you know, late, you know, or maybe by the time the Chiefs get to the, you know, to the playoffs, maybe he and Hollywood Brown both can be ready to play. But I think the Chiefs have to hedge their bet. So I think Pickens, you know, is an option if the Steelers are willing to trade him, because I think he wants out of there. And then, you know, of course, in Cleveland, you know, Amari Cooper wants out. So I think those are the really – DeAndre Hopkins is the best fit. But if Juju keeps playing like that, then they've solved their Rice problem momentarily, but they're really thin. You know, they don't have anybody behind him that can do that role. So I think it'd be smart for them to add a receiver.
Yeah, because a lot of Juju's plays last night were schemed, right? I mean, he caught him in like the perfect coverage on the long play because they were in a type of coverage where it ended up like Tyrann Mathieu might have been the main guy that was like responsible there. They get like caught up with each other, the two safeties, and Juju just runs across the field and there's nobody there. I mean, obviously, it was just like, did everybody fall down? You know, you figured he was going to score. But yeah, it's hard. You know, it's hard to say somebody like a Pickens. I don't know if he necessarily wants out of there. He certainly wants the ball just, you know, as much as possible. That's for sure. Haven't heard anything from Amari Cooper. I think the assumption is that anybody that's any good would want the hell out of there. But it's difficult to say because I think they like the guys they have. Anybody that they bring in is going to take some time to get up to speed. If they can do it early enough in the season, maybe they do. But some of these guys are rookie contracts. It's the other team. I think they would be very hesitant to trade them because it is very inexpensive for the team that gets them. And then when you have the Chiefs involved and you're trading draft picks, you're picking at the end of any round. So it's, you know, I don't know how valuable those picks are unless it's a first, and then it's like getting a second actually. Right. So a lot of factors come into it, but it remains to be seen. And with this group, again, we thought last year it was going to be difficult. They've got the experience now. We'll see. Yeah.
And you know what I mean? So I is he the answer? Maybe, or maybe, you know, I don't. If he plays like this, then he's the answer, right?
He's the answer right now.
You know, Rashee Rice was, you know, he did play that Juju role when Juju left. So Rashee Rice did play that role. But, you know, if I'm the Chiefs, I'm still, you know what I mean, just in case, because you got injuries and stuff like happening and stuff like that, I'm still going to go get a Amari Cooper or George Pickens or Jalen Hyatt or somebody like that. Or, I throw the Jalen Hyatt name out there. I would like to have, because I'm a big fan of him.
He may be good at some point. I don't know what he does for you this season, right? That would be a tough one for me at this point.
Yeah, but that would be tough.
But speaking of somebody doing something this season, is this the Kareem Hunt of old? You know what I mean? 28 carries, 117 yards, and a touchdown.
That was a lot.
What you got to say about that, Lou?
That was a lot. I mean, he was certainly effective. I don't know that he's the Kareem of old yet. We would, I guess, see how obviously with a bye week now, he's got plenty of time to rest. I'm sure the 17 that he got in LA was a little bit more than maybe he expected, and the 27 or so, or more than he expected last night. It would nice to see him maybe break out and see what his speed is, because everything right now is kind of like, again, 4 or 5 yards, 6 yards. He's certainly the first guy, rarely brings him down. That was the big thing with him, was the contact balance and making the first guy miss. So that you like to see that about him. I would just want to see, maybe if he gets out. And now he did on the pass, and he showed some wheels. So maybe not where he was as a rookie, but certainly better than anybody that they would have back there right now.
Yeah, what I thought was interesting was just the way he moved. I mean, we all remember what he did in the year and a half he was in Kansas City earlier. And yeah, the speed isn't there for sure. But, the ability to break that first tackle, like you mentioned, Lou. But the fact that he was patient and he moved around, there were a couple of times where he got 4 or 5, 6 yards because he saw a hole somewhere else than what the offensive linemen were trying to do. And he cut back and he changed directions. And that's something that Pacheco really struggles with. So it's going to certainly be interesting to see when Pacheco comes back, if Hunt's still running like this, how they're going to use the two of them. But, he looked like he was a few years ago. I'm shocked he had 28 touches. That's a lot for him, for being on the couch 4 weeks ago and going into the NFL.
How they feel about the guys behind him too.
Exactly. They gave Carson Steele a couple of opportunities. Had Travis Kelce made the block, on the reverse, to Worthy, and Carson doesn't fumble the ball, that's probably a touchdown because everybody was going to that side. But they're still learning. But Hunt gives them a go-to guy. The Chiefs put a huge emphasis on running the football, and that's going to be the way they're going to play football this year. They're going to run the footbal. And
I was impressed that Andy stuck with the beginning of the second half.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he called like 5 or 6 runs consecutively. Now, obviously, it's a lot easier to call them when it's working and you're getting first downs. But I was impressed because, since, forever, Andy kind of favors putting it in the air, and you don't want to take it out of Patrick's hands too much. But that was impressive.
Yeah, I like the man, seeing him out there, the dreads, the flock, the locks are flowing. He's out there running the ball. Man, the kid is like taking advantage of the opportunity, right?
Yep.
You see that he was on some of the plays, some of the hits that got to him, that he felt like you could tell that in his face that he wanted to, like, I want to get off the field, but he was like, nah, this is my chance. I'm back with my squad. I'm back where I want. Back where I started at. And this is where I want to, be at. And the kid is giving his all. You know what I mean? And it was some tough hits he was taking out there. I've seen some tough hits, but he kept getting up and he kept fighting to the end. And that's why I think this is going to be when he gets going in his offense and really get going. I feel like this is going to be the Kareem of the old.
Yeah, he's got to be. Even to himself, the gratitude has just got to be like bursting out of him, because I'm sure he thought there was no way in hell that they were going to bring him back. And then when they did, you never want to say, you're a professional athlete, you're getting paid. You never want to, like, you owe it to this franchise, but I think he does feel like he owes it to this franchise. And that, like you said, Hense, that's a good point. Is there were a couple of hits that he took, and you see him, maybe he might want to take a blow, gets it right back to the huddle, and he's like, I am not screwing this up. It's not going to be on me. If something happens or it doesn't work out, it's not going to be because I didn't give it my all. So that's the other part of this that kind of goes unnoticed, that he is, he knows this is his last go around.
He owes the organization a debt of gratitude. And I thought it was interesting when he got commented about Andy Reid calling him. and asking him to come join the team. And he screamed in the house and woke up everybody in the house. Just the fact that Andy was giving him another chance. And you could tell in his post-game press conference, if you watched it, he doesn't care about all that other stuff. Right. He did everything that he was supposed to do to grow as a person, as an individual. And he did all those things, and he paid a price for it, a steep price, And so for now, I think you're right, Lou. I think you're going to see that motivation carry on through the rest of the season and in the postseason, because there's no guarantee for next year. This is a chance for him to get back to the organization that gave him a chance. Now they're giving him a second chance. He's going to do whatever it takes to help this football team win games.
Yeah, knock on wood, he just stays healthy the rest of the way. That's it.
Just stay healthy. No more injuries. I tell you, when Wanya Morris went down, I thought, what else is going to happen to this team? And thankfully, it was nothing bad.
Before we get into the rest of the recap of the Saints, let's get back into our sponsors, Nick.
All right, let's talk about my good friend, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Real Estate Group. If you're looking for somebody who can walk you through the process side by side, leading you all the way, making sure that you get the best deal in either buying a house or selling a house in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area, you can click on the link. You can email him at esaleskc@gmail.com. He has a lot of options available in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area. There's nobody I trust more than my good friend, Mr. Eric Haynes. Call him today at 816-729-3785.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who?
Another proud sponsor is my incredible wife, Emily Athan. Open enrollment begins November 1st through December 15th. So if you've got an ACA plan, a government plan, and maybe you want to get out of that into a private option, she's got a couple of great plans through United Healthcare. Give her a call today for a free analysis, a free quote, and just see if maybe she can find a better solution with a better deductible and lower monthly premiums to make sure you get the health coverage you need. So call her today at 913-215-9086.
Emily.
Nicky loves Emily. Yes, he does. Let's get right into our new sponsor. Roll the tape.
Roll that tape.
Cell phone at Resell Electronics and save up to 25%. Our phones are pre-owned and in great condition. We carry top brands like iPhones and Samsung. Sell us your old phone and we'll offer you cash on the spot. Resell Electronics in Independence.
That's right. Resell Electronics. If you're looking for something to get a new cell phone, tablet, laptop, game consoles, TV, home audio, so many more things that they have available to you. That's a one-stop shop, 2 great locations in Independence. Give them a call today at 816-886-7285 and tell them Chiefs Blitz sent you.
Yes. And there's Mr. Coach Dre, and then he was frozen for a little bit there, and he was out.
It looks so much better than the other shot.
It looks like he cleaned up. Did you take a shower or something?
I did, I did, guys, and I was watching the conversation about
the shades is a look, man.
Yeah, I like the shades look sometimes.
Oh yeah, the shades look was cool. It was a good look, man. But
let's get back to Kareem Hunt, man. Kareem Hunt, I'll go ahead and give your take on that.
Man, honestly, like I told everybody before yesterday, man, I knew what the Chiefs was gonna do. They rolled Kareem Hunt. They rolled him. I said, yep, I figured it. But he did. Hey, guys, he looked good. He looked sharp. He started out a little slow, but he picked it up. To me, it's like Kareem. That's what Kareem does. He started off slow, and then as the game progresses, he gets stronger. And that's what he did. So, to me, I'm so impressed with Kareem Hunt, man. That man had 100 yards, man. And he looked happy, though, Nick. He looked happy. He looked refreshed now, and he looked good in the offense. He looked good in the offense. Man.
Yeah, I just stick with the word gratitude.
13 personnel.
He kind of exudes gratitude right now.
Listen, 13 personnel. They ran 13 personnel, man. You knew
they ran 14 personnel. We talked about that earlier. I thought you had a comment back then, but no, I thought I heard you say something about that. But
I did. No, I did. I definitely did. But when I seen it last night, I said,
"No, I mean shaded Dre."
Shaded
Dre had some good stuff on 14 personnel.
But let's
I'm
get
not
right.
sure you can top it right now, but that's all right.
Yeah, I had to change my wardrobe real quick.
I'm gonna get into one guy. I know a lot of people. I know Dre gonna say something about it. I know people in the chat gonna say, "Oh, what you got? You know, you got the glaze hope for the kid," but I don't. Man, I just seen some great things from the kid, and I seen a lot of good blocks from this kid last night. And you know, the key block, you know, for the pass to Juju, the kid came around the corner, knocked the kid out. Knocked it for pass. Patrick Mahomes to get that pass to Juju. Also on the scoring touchdown, he blocked not one but two people for Xavier Worthy to run into the end zone. What y'all have to say about Carson Steele, Nick?
Well, you know, I love Carson Steele. I mean, I'm glad that Andy's, you know, still maintains putting him out there. By the way, I put some breaking news in the inbox, so we'll get to that here in a minute.
Okay.
You know, I think with Carson Steele, you know, Andy knows at some point he's going to need him. He's going to need him more, and let's just bring him along slowly. Obviously, you know, the starting role was a little difficult for him, and then the fumbles. You know, now they just have to pick their spots. And what's great about Andy is he's going to put him in the best position possible to be able to start to make some plays. But his blocking was incredible. You know, for a rookie, you know, he and Wiley both, for rookies, have a really strong concept of what they have to do to block in the roles that they've been asked to do. It isn't going to be the front runner. It's not to carry the rock or catch a pass. It's, hey, here's the play. This is what we need to do on this play. And they're adapting to that process really well. And again, you know, on the reverse to Worthy, had Travis Kelce blocked the cornerback coming up and he just missed him, you know, that's probably a touchdown. So, you know, I'm glad Andy's sticking with him. He hasn't cost him a game, and they're going to need him because at some point, you know, Hunt's going to need a rest. You know, at some point, P. Ryan is maybe not the number two option. So I'm excited about the fact that Andy's going to give him more chances.
Well, Carson got a few carries too, and he was running hard. So, I mean, it's nothing different that we saw earlier in the season or during the summer, during the preseason. So, yeah, he's going to continue to get his shots. He's not going to be the primary ball carrier, but like you said, he's going to get at least, you know, like 5-10 touches a game as we move forward. Maybe he grows back into that, you know, double-digit touches. But in the meantime, you're a rookie and you got to make plays without the ball. And that means blocking or running your route at full speed to kind of draw the defense however that play is drawn up. So everything is on tape and they watch the tape and coaches see that. And if you're not doing all you can do, or as EB used to say, find work, if you're not doing that, that shows up and then you're not going to play as much. So that's good that they're going all out on every play, even when they don't get the ball.
So basically, what can you bring to the offense?
That's what
some breaking news.
All right, whatever.
All right, there he is.
Not the news we want to deliver today, that's for sure. According to Schultz report, wide receiver Rashee Rice is out for the rest of the regular season due to an LCL injury. He also had an issue with a hamstring that had to be repaired. Good news is there's no ACL damage, MCL damage. There's no damage to the meniscus, so which means he'll have a full recovery. It sucks. Any glimmer of hope that he could be back is not going to happen. The recovery time is going to be somewhere in the 8 to 12 week, maybe 10 to 12 week range. So that's going to put him out unless a miracle happens.
Well,
Juju Smith-Schuster is the new Rashee Rice.
That kind of injury, you know, this is probably the best outcome.
It is the best outcome.
It could have been horrific, a total reconstruction, whatever. So this actually is the positive news. Now, it's not great for this season because I think there's like 0% that he plays this year. Right. But at very least, he'll be ready to roll next summer
in the off-season program. And he should be able to be good to go.
Damn you, Patrick Mahomes, in your prom drink.
That's nasty shit. Hey, you know what? Wayne, though, I think real quick. Speaking on Juju, right? So in our chat, right? And you should be hurt. And you should be. You glazed the heck out of that man's buns. Listen, I'm gonna say this though. I'm gonna say this because I remember, and there are a little group setting, right? Hense had a little issue. He said people glazing everybody else. He was like, "I'm sorry, Juju." He said, "I'm sorry, Juju. I didn't know." He said, "I didn't know." But here's my take on it.
Juju like came in. Lyric.
Yeah, I know, right? It's kind of crazy, right? Juju came in and shocked me, guys. He came in and shocked me. I said, "Damn." He shocked me because I was looking for something else, somebody else. I was looking for somebody else. I was like, no. I was like, all right, Juju, whatever. Juju went out there, I think for 7 to 8 targets, had a buck 20 or a buck 30 something. Yeah. And he produced, and I was like, I can't get mad at that. I cannot get it. Can't get mad at it, man. I said,
well, again, I'm not going to take anything away from Juju, but quite honestly, because the way those plays were schemed, whoever was in that spot was going to get the yardage. And again, not to be the damper here, but in the one play that was a contested catch, it grazes off his. I mean, it should have been a touchdown. Turns out being an interception. Saunders, Saint Binky making the big play. But so we'll see. I mean, I hope Juju is that guy, right?
Well,
I really hope he is.
Props to the Saints cornerback. He did a terrific job on that play.
Yeah.
Getting his hand through.
Come
on, that interception, guys, was crazy. That was a crazy interception, though. It was.
Patrick tried to help him out by putting it, to the back, the back shoulder, but it was still on the number. You got to catch. You're a professional wide receiver.
Oh, so listen though. So if Sky Moore dropped something like that's the problem. Juju dropped it right in the end zone.
Yeah, we're not ragging on Sky.
Yeah,
he didn't play. He had 7 snaps.
End zone touchdown.
He makes that play. Now the conversation is even more glazed on Juju.
Sure does.
I'm trying to tell you.
That's what you want to see is the wide open ones are great. So you got yourself in the right spot. You're wide open. You caught it and you did whatever. What happens when it's a contested catch?
But I'm really sad, man. Everybody know that's my favorite player on the Chiefs. Everybody got Patrick Mahomes. Everybody got Travis Kelce.
Be happy, Hense. He's going to be okay.
He's going to be okay.
He's repairing himself, sir.
He's going to be well for serving his 4-game suspension. So all good.
But can they figure out a way to have him serve it this year?
He has to be on the 53-man roster. I checked.
But look at it. Speaking of Scott Moore, man. If the player don't fit the scheme, who to put the blame on, right? The coach, the GM, or the player, right? Because a lot of people out here just bashing his kid. They put the kid under the bus. They said all this nonsense, but is it his fault that he got drafted into this scheme and he's not fitting the scheme? Is it his fault, or is the GM or the coach not getting him?
The assumption here is that he doesn't fit the scheme. I don't buy that at all. I mean, and if you watch the way they play, typically they will run things for a particular player that they do well, right? I mean, you don't see them trying to ask guys to do things that they can't do, especially when it's called for them. They're the first option. I don't know. I think it's more mental. I think every scout leading up to that draft was so high on Sky Moore, and not just a sleeper, but he's going to be like maybe end of the first round, but certainly a second or third round guy. Okay, so that's where he goes. He has all the physical tools. I don't know, maybe that if the pro game is just too much for him. I don't know what's gotten into his head. But it just ain't working, and it's been what third season now. Man. You try to get him out there, you try to put him in spots. Did he get any snaps last night?
None.
Yeah, he was in 7 plays and he fumbled his kickoff return, and luckily got it back out to the 20.
Man, I didn't see a snap, a target, or nothing.
So again, that doesn't help your confidence, but they're trying to get him on the field, get him an opportunity. Maybe, he gets a good kick return like he did against Cincinnati in the championship game. He gets a good punt return, and now he's got some confidence now. But it just seems like every time they try, it doesn't work out. And so I don't know who the blame is. It's the player. It's got to be the player.
You know what, Lou? you made a point. You said you could have put anybody in Juju's spot, and they could have made them catches and produced, right? And I get that was a good.
Well, not
point.
anybody, but I'm saying
I'm
whoever
just
would
saying,
have been there, odds are they make the same play.
True enough. So
not to take anything away from number 9.
No, you're good. So, but when he was in the red zone, ball was in his hands. He dropped it. He dropped the touchdown. Boom, interception. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that right there is questionable, right? But I'm not taking nothing away from Juju.
No.
In that moment, why not put Justin Ross and put him right there? Like, let him shine, man.
Man,
that's what the bye week's for.
Man.
Hold on, guys. We want the Shades God back. Get out of here. Wait. Hey, talking to the nonsense about
at that point. I mean, hindsight is 20/20. Right. I mean, if Juju is rolling or he's into the game, you're gonna believe it. He's gonna make that play, and that's why Patrick put it on him. And I think, if he had it back, maybe he puts it to the upfield shoulder. But I'm sure Patrick's thinking, I don't want to put it to the upfield shoulder because he's going to get popped. This way, if it's a little bit behind him, he catches it here and immediately falls down in the end zone, touchdown. We're just celebrating Juju all over it, but it didn't work out that way.
That's what I'm saying. And it was a good throw by Patrick Mahomes, and it went through his hands.
So both of y'all saying both of y'all already said it's the player, right?
In terms of Sky, it has to be at this point.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't believe it's the player. I just believe they didn't put him in the right position to succeed, man.
Well, the question would be then, Coach, is what would be the right position for him? Where do they need to put him that he would excel?
Put him in the slot.
So, and he's run from the slot, he's run from the outside. They've had him all over the offense. They've put him in the backfield in the past. They have him returning kicks. They put him in all these different positions to succeed. But Andy does a great job of helping everybody succeed, right? Except for this guy. So again, it's nothing against him. It's just not working.
It's just with Miko, but you put Miko out there out of everybody. Sky Moore is better than Miko, guys. Can we agree with that?
Well,
Sky Moore is better than Miko.
We don't know that yet, but here's what I think.
He was a better prospect coming out. Yes, absolutely.
I think the bye week's going to serve the Chiefs well. Right. I think this is where they're going to evaluate. Okay,
George Pickens going to be on the Chiefs.
Well, we'll see about that. Do we bring Nico up to replace Sky? I would imagine that if the Chiefs make a trade at wide receiver, my guess is, and this is a hunch, not what anybody's told me, he'll probably be included in the trade to give him a change of scenery, because I think that's what he needs. The pressure of playing on a championship team where everybody's job is to step up and make plays and be the next guy, he just, for whatever reason, hasn't been able to put it together. And I think the pressure, I mean, he fumbled on the goal line. There's nobody around him to catch a kickoff.
Yeah.
You just can't.
It's
too much in his head.
Everything is in his head right now. And
basically, I'm saying
it's on him to get out of his own way, but he doesn't have any confidence.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is this, man. It's everybody is attacking this kid on Twitter. And this, that, and that,
he just failed to meet expectations. That's it. He's not a bad kid.
The expectations of those folks, of the trolls, was probably much higher than it should have been. They're looking at, hey, second round pick. These guys, DK, that was McCall, but there was other guys that went after him that we could have.
Damn right, Ruben. You're damn right.
Blah blah blah. So does that become like a Veach question? I don't think so. I think they drafted the right guy. It just, you can't measure everything. You can measure his hands. You can measure his speed. You can measure, watching the plays that he made in college and didn't have any drop issues ever.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are. And sometimes it just doesn't work out.
Yeah, that's all it is. He just
But you know what, guys? Real quick, Nick. I think Andy Reid's offense is complicated anyway because they don't just target one specific person for real. So the ball goes as the defense goes. So
and it's not. And I see some people talking about lack of preparation. It's not a lack of preparation. I'm sure he's working as hard as anyone, or they wouldn't. If they saw that he wasn't working harder than everyone else, he'd be gone.
He'd be in the Tony doghouse.
There'd be no reason to keep him. So I don't buy any of that. it's just not happening for him. And again,
he's just not a fit.
confidence.
He said confidence, right?
But Lou, it's one guy I have a hell of confidence in, and that's
One guy.
The whole damn team.
You got about 50.
Hell yeah, that's the whole damn team. Talking about one guy.
One guy at the bottom of that screen, Steve Spagnuolo, is having his
man.
Lights out. What you got to say about that, Lou?
If he wasn't known as the best defensive coordinator in the NFL,
be the man.
Shame on you for thinking otherwise. But he has just put together an outfit that this team leans on now. They've gone from leaning on Patrick and a lot of deep shots and Tyreek, and he's gone, and finding ways to win all along. The defense keeps them in games while they're figuring it out on offense.
That defense,
and now they've won all these games that they're keeping them in. So it's kind of scary moving forward. But I talked about it yesterday. You go front to back. There's not a better unit in the NFL. I'm firmly convinced of that. I'm not typically a fanboy. I'll tell it the way I see it as far as the Chiefs are concerned. If I don't like something, but I truly believe this is going to be the best unit. It is right now to me.
I'm gonna say this real quick though. The Chiefs are forcing guys to throw the ball because you're not running on the Kansas City Chiefs at all. Period.
Yeah.
So
that's the most remarkable thing of the season.
That's what I'm saying. So what happens is if you don't have no exceptional elite wide receivers on the outside, the Chiefs is going to dominate you because they're going to take the running game away from you. Because these guys are averaging 2 point yards. They're averaging 2 point some yards a carry.
Yeah, Kamara was a non-issue,
a non-factor.
J.K. Dobbins the week before. So I mean, that was one
King
of the
Henry.
That was one of the keys to the game coming in was let's not let Kamara get going. Now the one that they failed on was letting Shaheed get over the top, but again, that was kind of a blown coverage.
Yeah, and Mike Dana almost had him another split second. That would have been a sack.
Right. So the defense is just stellar. It is the star of this team that is like the most underreported story in the NFL.
Hey, Lou, what's crazy, Lou? I'm gonna say that the Chiefs are playing championship football. Mahomes is starting to become that quarterback, right? Just don't turn the ball over. Let the defense work. Run the ball. No turnovers. Let the defense work. That's it. They're playing championship football right now.
They are, and they've got an enforcer with Chris Jones, and he was triple teamed. I mean, constantly he was pulled at. I think I saw 3 times where they had him by the face mask.
Yeah,
and he still had 8 pressures.
Do you see the pressures? The pressure.
But on the last play, that Shamari Connors got the pressure on Derek Carr. Jones had 3 guys around him. There were 2 huge open gaps on each side.
Hey, Connor is a weapon, bro. Connor is a weapon.
Guys on 4th down.
Connor
That's the way you play football,
man.
Carr threw the best pass that he threw all night.
Oh yeah,
now
better wide receiver catches that.
Unfortunately, it was
Devontae Adams makes that catch.
Hey, real talk though. Hence Bo.
Hold on. Can you say it again? Because nobody can hear you. Everybody was talking at once. Go ahead and say what you had to say, Lou.
Which one?
The Glaze.
What you just said. Nobody. I can hear him.
Derek Carr probably threw the best pass he did all night on that play where they brought 8 and the receiver wasn't able to come down on it. And I think Nick said that Devontae probably would have caught that. And maybe he would have, but Najee Johnson was there, so he bothered him a little bit. But it was just, it was such a Spags thing to do, and a big play just bring everybody. And again, Shamari was about a quarter, like a half a tick late, but not late, just away from him. But he still got a hit, put him out of the game. So
you know what? Let me break that down real quick. They scouted Derek Carr, guys. They blitzed the shit out of Derek. Excuse my language. They blitzed the heck out of Derek Carr, bro.
Well, they've seen him plenty.
They see him play. So I'm saying he under pressure. That's what he do. If you're gonna get an elite quarterback, they're not doing that to an elite quarterback. So if you watch those throws he's making, like Tippin was open. It was his fault he didn't catch the ball, right? Because Johnson was burnt. Like it was his fault. But really breaking it down, breaking the Chiefs defense down, you have to win with your receivers because you're not running the ball against Kansas City. You're not.
Hey, one guy a lot of people ain't talking about is number 98, man. Lord, you know, Wharton out here.
John, he got busy. He got the only sack, right?
Would you say, Lou? Would you say, Lou? He got busy, didn't he?
He
That's
did,
right.
yeah.
That boy got busy out there, man.
Did you see the little dance move afterwards?
Yeah, that was original.
I think he was kind of trolling Derek Carr. That might have been a little Michael Jackson that he threw back at Derek Carr.
Yeah, he needs to work on it a little bit more.
Watson playing ball.
No,
Watson playing ball. That's got to be the best two young duo right now. You know, Duffy and Watson got to be the best two duo right now. So
catch yourself, player. Catch yourself.
Okay, I'm gonna throw a wrench. I'm gonna throw a wrench into this conversation.
I caught that, sir.
Let me throw a wrench. Let me throw a wrench in this conversation. I think the Denver Broncos defense is absolutely incredible.
Oh, absolutely.
I think what they've done so far this season, yeah, they're not playing elite teams, and that's going to be different when they go up against elite teams. But man, they are rolling right now. And I know
the Denver Broncos love show, sir.
I'm not sitting.
Hold on. Let Nick speak.
Let me finish my point.
Hold on, dang.
Let me finish my point.
I
think it was imperative that the Chiefs won last night, not to give the Broncos, who are sitting in the second place in the division with a 3-2 record, and they got at least 4 or 5 straight layup games ahead of them, any momentum or any chance they think they can catch the Chiefs. So I don't want this to be where it boils down to, can the Chiefs have to take care of business every week, and the mentality is just what you've done for the first 5 games, win. Don't give anybody any wind in the AFC that they have a remote chance in hell of catching you for the top spot in the conference.
We know that's not going to happen.
And I know that. They're not going to be going defeated. But I'm just saying, don't lose to an opponent that, you have a chance to beat. Yeah, they're not putting away the teams, but eventually I think they will. But I think, don't give a team like Denver, who's riding a lot of emotion right now, they're extremely confident, any thought that they can overtake the Chiefs. And don't give them a path to make that happen, where the pressure's on the Chiefs. All of a sudden they make some mistakes. But the Chiefs defense, as Lou said, from top to bottom is incredible. What I thought was impressive was in the first drive.
Yeah, nobody talk about Nick Bolton.
Nick Bolton has just, he's just grown in the last 2-3 games.
Well, that's like two games in a row where he's almost like the running back that sees the hole and just puts his foot in the ground and goes. He trapped Dobbins behind the line of scrimmage in a 4th down. Did the same thing to Alvin Kamara. So for everybody that's Nick Bolton, he can't do that. Well, that's what he can do. So that's that's good enough for me. I mean, if he can't cover 40 yards downfield, I don't care. We shouldn't have him down there anyway.
That's not the middle linebacker's job.
But sometimes it happens if you're in cover 2 and he's dropping back, whatever. But my point is, he makes enough plays during the other 98% of the time to be as good as anybody at that position in the league. So
I say this
on him. I don't know if he ever gets paid here, but he's certainly playing like he should.
He's gonna want a lot of money.
You know what's crazy? The offense is playing to Nick Bolton's strength. Run the ball. That's where he do work at. Nick Bolton is elite when it comes to stopping the run. And I give it to you on that one, though. I give it to you.
You can't pass the ball either because you got Chris Jones and Wharton playing lights out. You know what I mean? Then you got George Kalafis causing all this pressure. Then you got Trent McDuffie and Watson locking down your receivers. And what can you do? So that's why I'm saying, like, he's coaching this team at all 3 levels. A lot of people are gonna be looking at him for a coaching job next year. I hope they'll give it to him. I hope you say no. You really don't.
Let him be who he is.
They didn't get a single interview the last 2 years.
There's ageism out there.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, let me.
But one thing is gonna happen. You know what I mean? It ain't Wednesday, but it's Tuesday. But it's Chiefs Who Somewhere is here on this show. Let's get right into it.
But then again, it isn't, because the Chiefs Who staff is taking a bye week as well. Right now, they're on their way to sunny Tampa, Clearwater to have a little R&R. So we're taking a bye as well.
Okay, didn't know that.
That's all good.
I was caught off guard too. You know, I mean, I'm making phone calls last night, like, hey guys, you know, what do we got for tomorrow?
Lou on point.
Hell,
we did throw a wrench into everything going up on Tuesday versus Wednesday. But
Lou's on point. Hey,
we heard there's like a hurricane or something coming, but we're all surfers, so yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
Lou
Surf
was
City,
so
USA,
smooth
right in the middle of the
delivery.
country.
He was so smooth with it. He said, "Yeah, we took a bye week also. Yeah, man, we ready, but
we'll come back next week prior to I guess San Francisco is the next game at San Francisco.
Yeah, they're off this weekend, obviously, but the following week from Wednesday we'll have your segment and to get ready for the San Francisco 49ers. Have a big game Thursday night against Seattle, and a must win.
Oh, that's a must
for the 49ers. Their season's going to be a train wreck if it's not already.
I agree.
But one thing which you are going to get into is on this Friday is don't you miss that roast. It's going to be the roast of Nick at the Nick.
I don't know where he gets that picture from or how he did that. It scares me.
One off.
When did I agree to this?
They said it was a 3-hour tour.
No, yeah, exactly.
Where are we going to end up?
I don't know. There definitely were some nice things in the island, that's for sure.
Gilligan's Island, baby.
Yeah.
But before we close out, guys, go and get into the comments and after that we get into the sponsor.
Well, we had Demetrio Spence was in. Go Chiefs. He's out. Nick Slayman, good friend of mine. Obviously a big Mizzou guy. Harry Mills had a good suggestion with Sky Moore. Get him on a linebacker. He has a choice route in linebacker. Maybe he can do something.
I agree. With you,
I let's see who else is on here. I don't know. Flex 609. There you go. I'm not sure what all that means, but hey,
that was a good choice.
Yeah, that was a good choice. Ruben is telling Hense to relax. We always like it when they tell us a new person, Notorious Milanin GP. He made a comment. Carson still should only be used like other fullback we had back in the day. Break glass when needed, not until then. Certainly an opinion. Virginia was in stating that Hunt is home. Let's see here. Did I get Marilee in here somewhere? I know she was here talking.
Yeah.
There she is. We have secret weapons. We haven't even released yet.
Are you part of the Nico Mafia too?
She must be. Daniel Akos was the first to be in today. Let's go. Ruben states, as we all know, the Chiefs are 5-0. So that's the majority of the comments today. Please subscribe. Hit the subscribe button if you can. Make a small contribution to the Chiefs Blitz podcast so we can continue to bring really cool things to you. We're excited about that for sure.
Absolutely.
It's go time for sure.
So with that said, let's get into our sponsor.
All right, one more time, round of sponsors. First up, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Real Estate Group. If you're looking for someone who can help you buy or sell a house in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area, check him out. You can call him at 816-729-3785. If you go to the Chiefs Blitz page, you can click on the logo, his banner, and it'll pull up all the houses that he has available in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area. So call him today, 816-729-3785. You can email him at eSellsKC@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who?
The proud sponsor is my amazing, incredible wife, Emily Athan. If you are looking for better health insurance option, she's the person to call. Open enrollment begins November 1st through December 15th. So if you're looking at an ACA plan, Obamacare plan, you definitely want to get with her first and see if she can find a better solution with a private option through United Healthcare. So call her today at 913-215-9086.
Emily.
Nick loves Emily.
Yesterday we was live yesterday. Now it's all flat, man. Like, why we gotta get it together. If Michael Jackson can do it, then we can do it.
All right, let's bring in our
2 days in a row.
2 days in a row. Let's bring in our new sponsor, Roll Tape, Hense.
Best deals on new and used electronics at Resell Electronics. TVs, laptops, Apple Watches, cameras, cell phones, plus so much more. And if you're into gaming, we carry new gen as well as vintage consoles. Resell Electronics in Independence.
For all your electronic needs, it's a one-stop smorgasbord If you want to get anything in regards to cell phones, tablets, laptops, consoles, games, TVs, home audio, so many more items they have available. 2 great locations in Independence, Missouri. Or call them at 816-886-7285 and tell them Chiefs Blitz sent them.
Nick, whatever happened to the smorgasbord?
I don't know.
Where did they go? It seemed like in the 70s it was like
they were everywhere.
A thing. Yeah.
Health
issues, like health issues.
Probably that, and food contamination and cleanliness of kitchens, that kind of thing.
Yeah, they like to make inspections periodically.
Yes,
I got you.
Yes,
nothing like a good smorgasbord, though.
A good smorgasbord.
Those are the days, way back in the day. That's for sure.
From the past. All right.
Hey, real quick, guys. So the Jets coach got fired, right?
That's right. We didn't talk about that.
I did.
He did. That was kind of out of left field.
I know. Come on, I'm trying to make sure. I want to get. I wasn't here yet. I was here, but I wasn't here.
They're doubling. They're really doubling down on this Aaron Rodgers thing because they are not going to fire Nathaniel Hackett. Well, I think the defensive coordinator Ulbrich is going to be the interim.
Yeah.
So,
but here's the reason. Do y'all fire him? It's early in the season.
The rumor this morning was before the announcement with Woody Johnson, there was a conversation that Saleh wanted to remove Hackett as the offensive coordinator. And I think that's what spun this whole thing into motion. I think obviously Aaron Rodgers had a say in this or had some input. He didn't want Hackett to leave. Now, why he wants him there, I don't know. But at the end of the day, there was a lot of moving parts. And then Woody Johnson, the owner of the Jets, said, hey, this is the best talent that we've ever had in New York. I argue, no, Super Bowl III was the best talent you ever had. But that was a long time ago.
He didn't own the team then.
I know he didn't own the team. But to say a comment like that, and then, Rodgers has been completely silent today.
He's not too far off with that, though. I mean, if you look at defensively, now they've played better in the past, obviously. But you got to go back to like maybe a couple of years with Vinny, a couple of years with Pennington. But other than that, it's just been garbage.
And they're garbage now. I mean, if they don't win Monday night against the Bills, their season's over with.
Yeah, you don't. I mean, what's the fix? I mean, you've got a defensive-minded head coach. You put the defensive coordinator in now in the interim spot. What's the next move? What is the next move? I mean, Hackett. His role in Green Bay was kind of basically just to be like Aaron's caddy. Follow him around, keep him happy, whatever. LaFleur's the offensive coordinator, so Hackett he being thrust into this role probably was a bit too much for him, at least from my perspective. And it's too Aaron centric. I mean, it's like basically maybe if Aaron was still like in his early 30s, you could put all that on him. But right now, I mean, he looks old. You got to lean into the run a little bit. And then these wide receivers, it's like they don't know where he's going with the ball half the time. The interceptions that usually come because somebody's on the wrong page with them. And it's just an ugly situation all the way around.
It is, and they're going to make him Slay the scapegoat.
Absolutely.
And that this was just all part of it because they don't want to eat any more egg on their face with Aaron Rodgers, who threw 3 interceptions against the Minnesota Vikings defense that was struggling. The offense was struggling.
The crazy part is they were in position to go ahead touchdown. And again, it was Aaron throws kind of like the back shoulder, receiver continues upfield, interception, game over.
Yeah, I mean, and he's sitting there crying for a penalty. He just threw a bad pass. He was not sharp, anywhere. Hey, no. Paul, appreciate you being a new member for subscribing to the show. Paul. Appreciate you, buddy.
And that's why he's out of Green Bay, because
they kicked him out. They didn't want him around anymore.
The taxes and everything else, man. And thank God we got a quarterback like we have here. But Aaron Rodgers is a shell of himself, and I know he goes over there, he calls all this nonsense. He wants this, he want him and Vontae Adams. They love buddy. They may probably need to be together.
Why would you go there if I'm Adams? That just makes no sense. It's just
where's he going to go? That's just it.
I don't think he can go any. I don't think he can really go anywhere.
He's stuck. So really, the only choice right now. Now Derek Carr's injured, so
he's going to be out a while.
New Orleans, I don't think is it. They're not going to the playoffs. His really only chance is if he truly believes that with him and Aaron together, they can kind of resurrect this thing in New York. That would be the way to go, and that would be kind of like his last shot. It being whatever he is, 32 years old, whatever. This might be it for him too.
Yeah, I don't think there's a team out there that. The Washington Commanders make the most sense to me. So I think that's really only option. Hey, Paul, if you're in Florida, man, be safe. I moved away from there a year ago. I've been through a lot of hurricanes back to back, and
everybody to leave. If you stay, you die.
Hopefully, you're safe. You're safe, man.
Much love, Paul. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it.
So with that said, guys, we're out. We'll see you guys.
Friday for the roast.
The roast. Nick,
I'm gonna have the flu.
Skewers and charcoal. Let's go. Bring your marshmallows, gang.
Oh man,
it's gonna get hot.
It's gonna be a good roast.
Why did I agree to this?
Flame roll.